Hi, my name is Joseph Smith, and today I'm going to show you the family tree of Vladimir Putin. We'll be exploring his ancestry, the middle-class background, as well as the truth behind allegations of corruption against himself and several others in his family. Beginning on his father's side, the Putin family traces its roots to Ivan Petrovich Putin, who was a migrant worker from the Tver region. He was a key figure in establishing the family's association, Artel, that supplied workers for St. Petersburg restaurants. He was married to Praskovia Putina and had a son. Moving on to Vladimir Putin's grandparents, we have Spiridon Ivanovich Putin. He was born in the city of Tver Governorate in Russian Empire. At 12 years old, he worked with his cousin at an inn in Tver, and at 15 years old, he moved to St. Petersburg to study cooking. Putin worked at the Hotel Astoria in St. Petersburg, where he once served Grigory Rasputin. Rasputin gave Putin a gold ruble as he was impressed with the cuisine and noticed the similarity between their names. After the 1917 October Revolution, Putin fled to his ancestral home in Tver Governorate. He later returned to Petrograd, after which he moved to Moscow. In Moscow, he became Vladimir Lenin's chef. After Lenin's death in 1924, Putin cooked for Lenin's widow, Nadezhda Krupskaya, and her sister until their deaths years later. During this time, he also cooked occasionally for Joseph Stalin. Putin most likely served in the employ of the NKVD, the secret police predecessor of the KGB. After Krupskaya's death in 1939, he worked as chef in a Moscow Communist Party boarding house at Ilyinsky, Moscow Oblast. He had married to Olga Ivanovna. Together, this couple had 4 children. Of his 4 sons, 2, Mikhail and Alexei, died in World War II. Another, Vladimir Spiridonovich, father of Vladimir Putin, was crippled in combat, and one son, Alexander, came back from war unscathed. Their third son, Vladimir Spiridonovich Putin, father of Vladimir Putin, was a conscript in the Soviet Navy, serving in the submarine fleet in the early 1930s. During the early stage of the Nazi invasion of the Soviet Union, his father served in the destruction battalion of the NKVD. Later, he was transferred to the regular army and was severely wounded in 1942. Putin's mother was a factory worker, and they were the parent of 3 children. Vladimir Putin was born on October 7, 1952, then in Leningrad of Soviet Union, now St. Petersburg of Russia. The youngest of 3 children of Vladimir Spiridonovich Putin and Maria Ivanovna Putina. Putin's birth was preceded by the deaths of 2 elder brothers. Albert, born in the 1930s, died in infancy, and Victor, born in 1940, died of diphtheria and starvation in 1942 during the siege of Leningrad by Germany's forces in World War II. Moving to Vladimir Putin's immediate family, Lyudmila Putina was his first wife until 2013. Together they had 2 daughters, Maria Putina and Katerina Putina. Maria Putina is a Russian pediatric endocrinologist. Maria married Dutch businessman Jorrit Fossen in summer 2008 in Wassenaar in the Netherlands. They have a son, born August 2012. In 2015, Maria and Fossen were reported to be living in Moscow. In 2022, it was reported that they are no longer married. Maria again married to Yevgeny Nagorny, who works at the Russian oil and gas company Novatek.
They have a son, born April 2017. Okay, enough about Maria Putina. Lyudmila, and Putin's second daughter, is Katerina Putina, is a Russian scientist, manager, and former acrobatic dancer. In 2013, Katerina married businessman Kirill Shamalov, the son of Nikolai Shamalov, a co-owner of Rosia Bank. He is vice president of Sibur Holding, which is a Russian gas processing and petrochemicals company headquartered in Moscow. The Russian government holds 38% of the shares of the gas company. At the time, the couple was estimated to hold assets worth around $2 billion. In January 2018, Bloomberg News reported that Katerina and Shamalov had separated. She reportedly has a daughter, born in 2017, with ballet dancer Igor Zelensky. Now back to Vladimir Putin's girlfriend Alina Kabayeva. She is reportedly the longtime partner of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Kabayeva is one of the most decorated gymnasts in rhythmic gymnastic history, with 2 Olympic medals, 14 World Championship medals, and 21 European Championship medals. In April 2008, the Moskovsky correspondent reported that Kabaieva was engaged to Russian President Vladimir Putin. The story was denied, and the newspaper was shut down. In the following years, the status of Kabaieva and Putin's relationship became a topic of speculation, including allegations that they have multiple children together. In July 2013, Kabaieva said that she did not have children. In March 2015, she was reported to have given birth to a daughter at the VIP Hospital of St. Anne in Ticino, Switzerland. In 2019, she reportedly gave birth to twin sons at the Kulikov Maternity Clinic in Moscow. However, the Swiss newspaper Sonntagszeitung reported in 2022 that a Swiss gynecologist of Russian origin assisted at both births, stating that the first in 2015 was of a boy and the second in 2019 of another boy, and that both were Putin's sons. Okay, enough about Aliva Kabaieva. Again, Vladimir Putin had a relationship with a sweeper named Svetlana Krivonogic. Is a Russian real estate investor and millionaire, alleged to have had an affair and a child out of wedlock with President Vladimir Putin. Krivonogic has a daughter, Elizaveta, also known as Luisa Rozova, born on March 3, 2003. The investigation by Projekt, published in November 2020, alleged that Elizaveta's father is Russian President Vladimir Putin. Krivonogic's relationship with Putin allegedly began in the 1990s when she was working as a cleaner and living in a communal apartment before moving to housing known for St. Petersburg elites. And that wraps up our look at the family tree of Vladimir Putin. Thank you so much for watching the video.